and Ramie and Jessica. So great to see you again. I hope you've had really good weeks. Ramie, how was your week?
Good. I can't remember. Pretty good. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, it's going. It's going along. I'm walking now, and I notice my feet hurt. Maybe it's a sign of neuropathy, but I have a infrared and red light machine together. It's portable. Anyways, I've been using that, and that helps a lot. So I can walk better.
Where did you get yours,
Nice.
Ramie?
Hmm?
Where did you get that?
I got it from this company called Mito Red.
Okay.
And they even let me make payments on it because I got, it's like 9 by 12, and you can put it in front of you, and they let me make payments, and it's mine. Yeah, I got it for Jeff, but Jeff doesn't use it as much as I'm going to use it, so we'll share. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you have to wear glasses though for the light.
And do you use it on your feet?
You put it six inches away from whatever part of the body you want to feel. Yeah.
Nice. Could you send me a link and I could place that down below in case anyone's
Sure.
interested?
Sure.
That would be good.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? Yeah, I guess. One thing that helped my feet, it started, I don't know, more than 10 years ago. So like when I got up every morning, my feet hurt, the first few steps you take when you get out of bed. And I came across this thing called inclined bed therapy. And it's a guy from the UK, and he had done kind of his own scientific experiments on, because he had thought about trees, how they take up the nutrients in the water and send them back down to the roots and stuff in the cycle, and they're standing upright. So he was thinking that we, like trees, are, that our cycle probably worked best standing up. So he was experimenting to see in the fluids in our bodies, how low could we go, like, if we could lay flat and have all those still cycle, or if we needed some kind of an incline. And he found out that with his experiments, at least this is my memory of them, right, that if you're laying flat, it doesn't circulate. And so he came up with the least amount of angle that you needed in order to keep all your fluids circulating. And that was the same angle that all the Egyptian kings had in the pyramids on their beds. And there, I think it was a 30-degree angle. And so he tells how you can modify your beds or put things under your beds, like different heights of legs, or, different heights of platforms or blocks under them, to get your the head of your bed raised enough over the foot of the bed so that it creates that angle. And so my husband, at that time, so 10 years ago, not quite 10 years ago, I suppose, built us a bed. He just made it out of 2x4s and plywood, and made it high enough so that we can put storage totes underneath the bed. And so we've been sleeping on that, and immediately it's like the first day that we slept that way, our feet don't hurt when we get up in the morning. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's supposed to help you with your immune system, or to get over, people reported getting over health problems just because their system was circulating 24/7, right? So
yeah, I believe that. Huh. Very yeah, I believe. Yeah.
oh.
Good.
So I'll put that link down below too, if I'll look that up and put it in. So,
okay.
Yeah, I've I've heard of that. And then of course in yoga, Ramie, there's inversion therapy, right? So a little bit different. You're not necessarily sleeping, but with my foot issue, with what my reflexologist or massage therapist told me to do was, and I'd been doing it on and off, but was to, do, Ramie, where you're up against the wall and your butt's up against the wall, and then you, put a bolster under your butt. Yeah. Yeah. So I've been doing that almost every day for a while. When I was living in my van, I couldn't do it because it was such a short ceiling.
Yeah.
But when I'm home and where I'm at right now, I can do it. So yeah, there's different thoughts of, just getting all the fluids and the things moving, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yep. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I like to use a inverted table, where you kind of stand up on it and lock your feet under it, and then you swing backwards on it. And so we do that every morning, go completely upside down. Yeah.
Those are
I do.
really nice.
They are. I stay upside down until, I go by how my energy feels. So like I can feel it clearing in places, and I kind of wiggle to encourage things to shift and stuff a little. And yeah, I think it helps a lot. So
yeah, it does. So that's my week.
all right. Jessica, what about you then?
I was going to ask Ramie a question real quick. Ramie, where you're at, do you walk in the city, or you walk out like in the countryside, or where are you walking?
Well, I like the park. I have two parks.
Yeah.
Because it's even, no traffic, just, anyway, one's in Northtown. Have you been to that park? Mackin Park? Once around is a little over a mile. And then my favorite place is, Drive 3. And my favorite place is English Landing Park in front of the river in Parkville. Have you been to that one?
Oh, yeah, I have been to that one. My brother lives in Parkville.
Yeah, so I love that one because it's in front of a river. And then I like Loose Park. I like walking around Loose Park. So those are my three. I mean, sometimes I'll walk them in my neighborhood, sometimes, but the sidewalks are up and down and broken, and I just don't want to fall. So I don't go. So once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you were anywhere where you could do some barefoot walking, because when I get back home, I really like to try that again. But parks, a lot of times you've got dog poop and pee everywhere, right? So that's why I was asking, because yeah,
but
I've had
yeah.
Yeah, just wondering, because I know that's good too.
Yeah, yep, all good stuff.
Yeah.
So Jessica, how was your week then?
Good. I worked the last 2 days, so they've been a little bit of a blur, but it was fine. And then Saturday I went to one of my favorite spots that I like up here in the Black Hills in South Dakota that I've explored thus far, Hot Springs, because there's the hot springs there, the fresh water, and you can go and just bathe in them. And there's one big pool I can do just tiny laps, and then just sitting and getting sunshine on your face and bathing in the hot springs. And I did yoga and first, and then because there's a spa place that you can go, and there's yoga, there's massage, different things there, and then you can go bathe in the hot springs afterwards. So
nice.
Love it there. Just love it. Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah.
There needs to be one here.
Well, there's got, where you're at, I don't know. You just have to, start researching. But I know, I mean, up by George Moon, which I don't know how far that would be from you, Carla. There's got to be some hidden hot springs that people, or, springs that people could swim in, probably on people's personal land, though.
That might be the best. You'd have it real private that way if you had
if you could find them and had access.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
good.
How about you, Carla?
I had an interesting day yesterday. I was gonna say, I've struggled to try to see everything through the perspective that all everything brought up old stories, right? All
Mhm.
my old patterns of thought patterns and feelings of all sorts of things, blame and not good enough and not worthy and just discouragement and all I meant the gamut. And and it started first thing in the morning because I had a schedule really long. Everything was kind of nicely stacked and to get a lot of things done. And first thing in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning, phone rang. Someone wanted to change, so I had to do that real early instead of late. And then the person then that was late wanted to reschedule later, and that worked since I had to reschedule the first one. And and it was kind of just on and on. And then errands I wanted to do. Well, I don't pay attention to bank holidays, right? So it was President's Day, and so I
Yeah.
wanted to renew my tags and taxes on the car, and the courthouse was closed, and the recycle center was closed, and what else? The banks were closed, right? Because I do some of the things. We don't have a bank in our little town, and so I always uh, like a few dominations on hand, for cash. So I wanted to do that, and anyway, so it was just on and on through the day, and it was kind of I had heard that the star energy or astrological energy this week is supposed to be really, really supportive. And if you're being bold and following your spirit's desires, and it was like starting yesterday morning, mine was like, um, it didn't feel supportive. That's why I was trying to see it this way as the universe bringing all these old patterns up so that they could be more thoroughly cleared again so that I could move forward. Um, so that's how I'm trying to see it. And so I was having all these things, all these patterns and not feeling that support. But that's why I'm seeing it that way, and then I had the last thing on my schedule yesterday then was a massage, and I haven't had a massage in a long time, and so then this morning I get up and I'm having detox from the massage, right? And thankfully I had a biofield session scheduled for this morning, someone I trade with, and I feel a lot better now. It's kind of, help balance or clear out the old junk that the massage helped bring to the surface that was ready to clear. So it's all good, right? Just a matter of perspective. And my theme for the year, or my personal intention, is to, I guess, basically live in harmony with what the universe brings, like to try to receive all things as working for my highest good. And
Mhm.
that's my goal. So I've had ample opportunity yesterday and this morning.
Thank you, universe.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, universe. And really it's much better out than in, right? It's much better getting a chance to clear it. And maybe it doing so will help me now move forward on my next step that my spirit's desires want to take me, right?
It
Mhm.
will. Yes.
So that's what I'm working on today. So what about you? Like one of my uh, biggest of the old stories, I guess, that came up, I felt as discouragement, right? Or outside of just general resistance to having all these old stories, then the primary one was disappointment and um, how I handle disappointment. And I got thinking, disappointment, in a way, it's a loss, isn't it? So, in some ways, depending on how strongly you held whatever it was you wanted that you were
Mhm.
disappointed with, it would be a loss of those ideals, right? A loss of your goals, perhaps, or a change anyway, a loss for that day, maybe. Anyway, that was kind of my thought. And so it wasn't just, telling myself, well, everything's going to work out. I shouldn't be disappointed, coulda, shoulda, would as I shouldn't be disappointed. Trying to fix how I feel, right? Or tell myself it's not good to feel that way when it's my feelings, right? And so it helped me to see it that it was kind of a loss there, a little tiny loss, but it was, and to kind of have just acknowledge that feeling and move on. So, how do you guys handle disappointments or loss? Either way.
Well, their expectations, right? Sometimes mine are. And I realize when they don't come to what I expect, I'm at a loss. Yeah, I'm disappointed. And it reminds me that I really have no control, right? Especially if it involves someone
Yes.
else. And then I learn to accept it because there's certainly nothing I can do. I can intend, but that person is still going to do what they're going to do. And I have to remind myself that because it's not what I would do. It's not what I want for them. So yeah. And then why do I care? I care, but not much I can do though. And that's sad or a disappointment. And I just have to accept it. It's not time. So that's how I do with others. And same, I guess I do the same with me. You know, I have my expectations and I'm learning to accept things as they are. And I can change what I can only, for me, I can only change what I can for me, um, and leave the rest alone. Yeah, that's how I manage.
I like I like that, or it makes a lot of sense to me that it's um, about control, perhaps more than anything else. The reaction of disappointment may be of, yeah, you don't have that control, right?
Not at
A
all.
reminder.
Not, no, nope. And then
Yeah.
I think if you let go of the control, um, I think you'll be amazed whichever way it goes. Maybe not right away, but eventually, because there's no control over it. So that's what I do. Yeah, I'm
Right,
learning.
for sure.
Yeah.
I had I had realized because I know you guys know I had anorexia for probably from about the time I was 13 to 14 when it really set on to 19. I was probably 19 when I got over it, or worked my way out of it, or through it, I should say. And what I had found out years later was that it was about control. It was because life had felt so out of control at times, certain aspects, and I had felt so powerless that and didn't know how to um, take action, right, in my own life toward those, to get work with those feelings and things. And so it was about, I had focused on one particular thing that no one else could have any control over, right? No one could make me eat or not eat. And it was focusing just on that, and my weight, that helped me deal with the um, things I felt out of control in general, right? So that's a big subject. I would say I still, based on my feelings yesterday, I'd say I still have control issues, and but that's I guess one of the reasons my main intention for this year is to live in harmony. Then uh, that allows me to have control over what I have control over, and to just receive what happens and what I don't have any control over. Yes. So
Yes, yes, yes. Well, the greatest gift, one of the great, is awareness. It is nice to be aware. We're catching ourselves much quicker, I think. Like,
that's
oh,
true.
and that's beautiful because
It is.
it is because you can just go on and on and on. And 2 weeks later, you're still in that funk, or 2 years later, or however long we lived in our misery. But being aware is a gift. Yeah. It's like, oh, here I go again. And then when you get really aware, you can invite it in, and you can ask it questions like, why do you feel this way? Where does it come from? Yeah. It's interesting. Why do you feel that way? And it's really nice if you could role play with yourself and take your parents' opinions, take someone else's point of view, not opinions, but and if you just step out of your way and just see what is the reason? Why do you feel like that? And of course that's a lot of work, but you can start, or at least just notice it. I name her, that part of me that is um, old. She's just
You
so,
give
and
her a name?
yeah, yeah, and she's a little
Okay.
girl. She's a little girl, and I tell her that she didn't have to go at all, not at all. But if all she's going to do is do the same old thing, then she can just be quiet because it's not working. But I recognize it, you know. And sometimes I tell her I love her, and that really helps. So,
Yeah, yeah. I've done some sonic soul retrieval, I call it, in as part of my biofield work, where you actually find these just like in the biofield, we find pockets, so to speak, of energy. That's the emotions that got stuck at certain times in our life. This is like a piece of consciousness that gets stuck, right? And is separated from your whole. It's still in your biofield, but it's not in part of your circulation. I guess it's just stuck by itself. And I always find those in people's biofields and in my own below the left foot. In
mhm,
the biofield map, the left foot is about being stuck or mired in a toxic situation. And so here you have a actual piece of consciousness that is stuck at the left foot, and it's really neat. I work to it releases the that energy around, and then it takes other releasing other emotion the that consciousness was feeling at the time, and then as that emotion is released, then the consciousness is um, can be welcomed back and added into your own central channel energy again, and it's beautiful. Yeah, it feels as the emotion is released in the field, I can almost feel a lot of times it's as if that piece of consciousness hops on the fork and rides it in. It's really
nice.
cool, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot of love from the person, right, to um, for themselves at that time in their lives, and it takes wanting to be whole. It takes that desire to be whole. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of what I've learned the past year in the NLP studies is the quantum time technique. So, having whatever emotion you're feeling, and we do like the big six, like fear, anger, um, and all those, and you tap into your higher self, we say, right? So, you ask the person, is your unconscious mind ready to release this feeling, fear, anger, whatever it happens to be, and then with that person, you create their timeline. So you ask them, where, if you were standing right where you're at, where is your past and where is your present around your body? Is it in front of you? Is your past
Mhm.
behind you? Where is it specifically? And then you say, okay, well, let's fear. Where, if you were to know, where did this fear start? Is it before you were born, during, while your mom was pregnant with you, or after you were born? And then you just, whatever comes first to you, right? You have to really tap into your higher self, and whatever comes out, you just go with it, and then you start working um, at that point with that emotion, and seeing it from a higher um, and different perspective. So, and then work through that. That was really cool too. So there's lots of beautiful modalities too. Um,
Mhm.
there's body work, there's biofield tuning, there's quantum time technique. There's all kinds of different things you can do. I think they're all amazing, and I want to do all of them, and I am doing all of them. Yeah,
It is fun. It's fun.
yeah,
It is.
try it
It's
all.
yeah. It's yeah. If you know what to do, it can clear it too.
Yeah,
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 that's it.
yeah.
Knowing what you can do, and being open. Some people,
Right.
yeah, right,
Yeah. If you're not open to it, you'll feel that, and you'll know, and it's not time
right,
yet. So you have to wait. But
yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. It is. Love NLP. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Everyone could benefit from it.
Yeah. And
Um,
you
oh, go ahead, Jessica.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and you guys, all this stuff just keeps coming up today for some reason, but you guys were talking about parts of you. So, if you have different, like, one part of me wants to go
Mhm.
forward and do this, and one part of me doesn't want to do it, and different things. So we do parts integration, is a whole practice we do with that, and that's been a beautiful thing too. And then the other one, we were talking about being stuck in an emotion like disappointment. We do the well, I do it on my knuckles, but you can do the anchoring. So instead of just going, like, if you're disappointed or you're angry or you're depressed or whatever it is, and you don't want to be that, you want to be happy or satisfied or whatever it is, you can't always just get from one to the other. Just, oh, I'm just going to be happy now. Okay. So you have to anchor different memories of other emotions, and you work from the emotion you're at and go up to the one you want. But you have to anchor
Mm.
certain memories, and you have to consciously think about that as you continue through feeling whatever you're feeling, to the next feeling that's right above that, to the next feeling that might be right above that, different frequencies of feelings, right? And then to the
Mhm.
one that you do want. So, um, and that's another great tool as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think I've told you guys before, but I was gonna talk about it today too, just because other people, it might be their thoughts. Um, how you both have expressed how helpful NLP is and how good it is. And I came from the opposite side, seeing how through um, in religion at times, um, certain pastors have been trained in NLP, so that it's for the purpose of helping to bring in people, into their congregation and to keep them there, so to speak. um,
mhm.
you know, and for various reasons. I'm not saying that they all had bad motives or anything, but they were trained in these techniques, and they weren't always used in a helpful way, because it
Absolutely.
caused the people perhaps to feel coerced in different ways, right? Because of that. And so I came from only the negative perspective, and then I heard good, and so it's been good for me to realize there's it's the person again, right? It's, what are you
Yeah.
going to do? What's your choice? What's your mindset? How are you going to be treating yourself and those around you, right? What's your mindset? What do you have, the mindset of God, of the universe, or do you have that of control and coercion and hierarchy and lack, right? Right. So,
Yeah. I've been told people in the government, and of course the media as well, also have training in NLP so that there can be that control. But I mean, what I do is just on a one-on-one basis, right? Just helping people overcome limiting beliefs and breaking through things. So it's not broadcasting to a large collective of people for control. So yeah, it's something for sure that could be used for ill intent,
Mhm.
and has. Yeah.
right. So, but I guess that came back to that word control again, though, in a way, didn't it? So not just ourselves wanting to control our own life or to control our day or to have what we want work out, but others at times trying to control us. So how do you have you ever thought or have you worked with when you feel someone is trying to control you? Right? How you can work yourself. Like I had become really sensitive to that in ways because my first husband was a drug addict and alcoholic and was very, very controlling and manipulative. And I got so that I had become very sensitive so that when someone was trying to um, put that control or manipulation on me, I would get real angry. I could feel it right away and, get away from that person. But have you guys done any work with that or had any thoughts about how you've had it felt when yourself feel it?
I personally haven't had too much of it, and when I do, I don't engage. I really don't. I guess I've been fortunate. Yeah. No one is trying to control me. That's good. And if they do, and if I don't agree, I say so. But that's maybe why I just work what I work. I can't be controlled to any degree that's detrimental. Yeah. So
Well, and
let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think if
I was
anyone's trying
thinking the again, maybe that goes back to my vibration, which is still part of me in many ways. I'm sure it's part of what I clear all the time or continually through my life. Because I'd mentioned how in anorexia, it was powerlessness was a lot of it. And so then I'm drawn into or drawn to and become a willing participant in a relationship that was had to do with the controlling again, right? Or feeling that powerlessness and so on. Perhaps because I had that as an innate part of my being at some time from ancestral or gestational patterns or from early childhood or something. It's something that brings people with that same vibration into my life at times, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm clearing a lot of that, right? That through life, and by now, by now, maybe I can become aware, so I don't allow that to affect me as much.
Yeah, that's good. Very good. Yeah. Don't want to be controlled.
I think of
No,
the beginning of 2020, and the couple years that we had with on a bigger scale of the government and the local authorities and the different things. Um, and then I think of my upbringing and some specifics. And I and my ex-husband, and I tend to kind of rebel. So that's my reaction. If somebody tries to tell me you need to put this over your, I'm like, no. Or,
Right.
you need to do this for me. And I'm like, that doesn't feel right. No, that's wrong. And
Right.
I didn't always have
Right.
the
Yeah.
understanding and the power to speak that as a younger girl, but I definitely felt it inside. Definitely knew it was wrong. Definitely knew there was something not right with that. So I think my awareness is for sure there, but with my ex-husband, because that was a different type of relationship, I think my awareness in that one was not there. Because I was in love, right? And I
Mhm.
had children, so that was a different situation. But so it depends on the situation. I think maybe with other people if they're like myself. Um, but yeah, I tend to be rebellious. It's kind
Mhm.
of fun to be rebellious every now and then,
Mhm.
I
I
think it's
think.
a healthier aspect. I really do. I think it's a healthier
Okay.
aspect than the powerlessness side. I mean, yes, it comes with
Mhm.
its own set of repercussions that you might
Mhm.
have to
Mhm.
deal
Yeah.
with and grow from, right?
Yeah.
But at least you have the action of some kind of stepping into your power, right? And you just have to make good choices of how you're stepping. Whereas
Mhm.
powerlessness, you don't step, right? And you
Right.
die inside. That's how
Mhm.
I felt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
So
glad you woke up.
Me too.
yeah, me too.
Me too.
Me too. Hey, I just
Yes.
thought it's with the time it is. Ramie, last week, you had frozen on us and left, and
Oh.
we had been talking about tapping.
Oh.
And so we were wondering, maybe we can use this conversation from today about um, control or being controlled or taking control of your own life or, something like that and do a little. Could you lead us in a short tapping thing
Okay.
session?
Sure.
That'd be awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. First of all, make sure your feet are flat on the floor, sitting up. And then let's close our eyes and take a big, deep belly breath. Inhale. Hold it at the top and slowly let it go. And we're going to do another big inhale, but I want you to think of control, just whatever that means to you. And let's take another breath. Inhale. Hold it at the top. Hold, hold, hold. And slowly let it go. And feel your body be different. Feel that you are aware. And in your body, I want you to do a scan of a number 0 to 10, 10 being the worst. How do you feel about control? What number are you? And 6 to 10. All right, keep that aside. All right, and then open your eyes. And we're going to take our whatever hand you want. And right here is the karate chop. It's meaty. I guess in martial arts you could do damage with that, but right here, right now. So, however many fingers you want, you can do them all, two, however many. And we're going to start tapping and we're going to repeat after me. So, even though
Even though
I do not like control,
I do not like
I do
control.
not like control,
it's controlling.
it's controlling.
Control
It doesn't feel good.
Doesn't
doesn't
feel
feel
good.
good.
I do not like it.
I do
I
not
do not
like it.
like it.
And so I totally honor
And so I
I
totally
totally
honor
honor
and accept myself.
and
and
accept
accept
myself.
myself.
Okay, now here are the points. Just follow along. This one right here is almost like right inside that third eye area and tap right there. I don't like being controlled.
I don't
I
like
don't
being
like being
controlled.
controlled.
It sucks.
It sucks.
It doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel
It
good.
doesn't feel good.
It feels bad.
It
Feels
feels
bad.
bad.
It feels controlling.
It feels controlling.
And I don't really appreciate
And I don't really appreciate
anyone trying to control me.
anyone trying to control me.
I rebel.
I rebel.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
It feels bad.
It feels bad.
And when I don't speak up,
And when I don't speak up,
I keep it inside.
I keep it inside.
And that's not good.
And that's not good.
I can feel it right now.
I can feel it right now.
It doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
So I have the opportunity
So I have the opportunity
to speak my mind,
to speak my mind,
to let it go,
to let it go,
not control me,
and not control me,
and do the best I can
and do the best I can
with the situation,
with the situation,
with the person,
with the person,
and tell them,
and tell them,
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't like to be controlled.
I don't like to be controlled.
Could we consider talking about it?
Could we consider talking about it?
I really don't understand why you want to control me.
I really don't understand why you want to control me.
It feels really bad.
It feels really bad.
It feels sneaky.
It feels sneaky.
It feels dirty.
It feels dirty.
It's not kind.
It's not kind.
And I'm all about the opposite.
And I'm all about the opposite.
So I would like to at least tell myself,
So I would at least like to tell myself,
I'm not going to be controlled.
I'm not going to be controlled.
Because I feel
Because I feel
it's not in my best interest.
It's not in my best
it's not in my best interest.
So I'm just going to allow myself
So I'm just going to allow myself
to tap out my feelings.
to tap out my feelings.
I do not like control
I do not like control
because I love myself
because I love myself.
and it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right.
Drop your palm. Take a big, deep belly breath and let it go. Go check inside your body, your heart. Whatever number you were, where are you now? I'm sure it's less. And take another breath. And open your eyes. You tell me if you could feel a difference, right?
I feel happier.
Yeah.
Good.
You, Jessica? Yeah.
Nobody's controlling me anyway, so.
Right. Right. But you do feel better because, yeah.
Yeah, that physical. Yeah, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
all good stuff.
Yeah, it is. And you know, when, yeah, if you remember, you can just tap your whole body. If you're standing, you know, down your legs, up your thigh. Yeah, it feels good because, like Carla said, we have stuck pockets everywhere. You know, just
Yeah.
it's good to release, and you don't even know if you're releasing them, but it always feels better when you're done. Yeah. So yeah, I like to use it. Yeah.
Thank you, Ramie.
Very nice. Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
And Good to be with you guys again. And thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. And we hope we've offered something that's valuable to you.
All right.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.